Hi guys, my name is Atonda Opatulu and this is the Nigerian Reader. So I am new on BookTube and I've learned that there's a there's this thing called the BookTube Newbie tag that I have to do, and I have to be tagged to do it, but I've not been tagged to do it. So I'm just going to go right ahead. There are some questions. I've jotted the questions that I have to answer here, and so I'll just be answering the questions. I have a bad headache, so I'm quite okay. The first question here is, why did you start this channel? There are two reasons why I started the Nigerian Reader, and one is actually quite funny, and it's that I enjoy talking to myself, doing videos like this and talking to myself. I enjoy hearing myself talk. The second and more important reason is that I follow BookTube a lot, and I observed that there weren't very many Nigerians. I'm Nigerian, and I realized that there weren't very Nigerians on BookTube, or very many people, many Africans living in the on the continent. So that and it struck me as not quite right, because a lot of Nigerians read. I can talk about Nigeria because I know Nigeria very well. That's what I know very well. A lot of Nigerians read, and yeah, this is just and it's not. I'm not trying to. It's going to be quite arrogant for me to say that I'm trying to represent Africa or represent Nigeria. That's not my intention. Rather, um, I'm doing this because I just wish more Nigerians um, would do this. Yeah, that's basically it. So the second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Fun and unique things I can bring to BookTube. I've always had this idea of um, a sort of book conversation. I have a book club. I belong to a book club, and it's always interesting how many um, brilliant people. It's a kind of gathering of brilliant people, brilliant young people, and so I have this idea of, well, I'm going to post solo videos once in a while, not every time, but once in a while. I like to invite at least one friend of mine who's a reader, because I have a lot of friends that read, to talk about books. So I don't see much of that done on BookTube, and I would like to just try it and see how it works. So to the third question, what are you so excited about this new challenge? I think first I should say that yes, I am excited, but I'm also terrified because, well, I'm not used to putting myself out there like this. BookTube is such a terrifying place. But why am I excited about BookTube? I think it's going to be an opportunity for me to read more and read better. And I've always read for, well, not for pleasure per se, because I don't think reading is, well, I don't consider reading something I do for pleasure. But I've always read with no for no reason. I've just always read, and I think reading for a purpose, doing this channel is going to give me a sense of purpose. So I'm not just reading now. I know I'm reading because I have to talk about this book, and so as I'm reading, I'll be taking note of important points, or um, topics for discussions and all of that. So yeah, I think this channel is going to help me achieve that. Also, okay, I'll just move to the next question. The fourth question here is, why do you love reading? I don't know. I don't know. I find that a very an impossible question, because I don't think anybody that reads knows why they love reading. I mean, we like to say, oh, books are companions, are friends, and all of that. But I think we truly don't know why we love reading. It's just something we do. It's just, well, to speak for myself, it's just something I do. Something I've always done. I don't ever imagine. Um, I don't imagine myself. I can't imagine myself not being able to read. I don't know why I love reading. I just do it. Um, Next question here is, what books or series got you into reading? I don't think I can remember. I've always read since I was, I think, maybe four, or before that. I can't remember myself not being able to read. I can't remember a time when I was not. It's like Toni Morrison says, I can't remember a time when I was not able to read. It's something I've always done all my life. I don't know the first book I read. I don't know what. I can remember that I read a lot of Lantern books. Lantern books is this Nigerian, or was this Nigerian publisher. I don't know um if they are still working now, but Lantern Books was this Nigerian publisher. They published sort of novellas. Yeah, and I read a lot of that when I was growing up. I didn't read any Blighting or Roald Dahl or any of that. I read Nigerian books, Lantern books, and I found them quite interesting. So yes, that's I think that's my earliest memory of reading. The sixth question here is, what question would you ask your favorite booktubers? Well, I think what I really want to know is, how much do you guys know about Nigeria, about my country? Um, I know there is Nigerian literature is very popular in the West, in outside Nigeria, basically. But but other than that, how much do you know about the country? How often is Nigeria in the news in other countries in the West and the East and all of that? How much basically do you guys know about Nigeria? Um, so the seventh question here is, what challenge do you think would be the hardest to overcome? I'm in Africa, so I think the biggest challenge for me would be finance, because books are very expensive here in Nigeria. I don't work. I'm a student, and I don't work. I don't earn, so I have to depend on allowance from home to buy books and take care of myself. You can see that's my small shelf there. My books are very scant. So yeah, that's finance is going to be a big problem, because I'll have to buy books, and then I'll have to pay for internet. And yeah, internet is going to also be a huge problem for me, because I thought it wasn't recording, because the internet network is very bad here in Nigeria. Or if it's not very bad, then it's very expensive. The ones that are not bad are very expensive. So that's going to be a problem, a challenge for me. Another challenge would be time, because like I said, I'm a student, and to be able to find time between going for lectures and all other activities and reading, between that, to read is going to be quite difficult, but I'm up for the challenge. The eighth question here is, why did you start reading? I don't know. This is a very difficult question. I don't know. I can't say why I started reading. I just know it's something I've always done. I started reading because I could. Um, my mom says I used to read. I used to try when I was about a year old. I used to take newspapers and try and read. I don't know why I started reading. I don't know. I don't know. Really, I don't know. I just started reading. I don't know why. Yeah, it's not boredom. I don't think it's boredom. I don't think it was from a need to run away from anything or solitude or no, it wasn't any of that. I just started reading. The ninth question is, where do you read? I read mostly in bed, in my bed, with a glass of red wine or vodka. Yeah, I, uh, so I can read just like that. I can read for hours with a yeah like that. I'm rambling. Um, so the last question, which is the 10th question here, is what kind of books do you like to read? I'll tell you what kind of books I don't like to read. I don't like to read. This is a bit. This could sound a bit arrogant and stuff, but I don't like to read. Um, I'm very particular about the writing more. More than the story. I'm very particular about style, about voice. So I don't like to read writing that is so simple. It's too simple. I like to be challenged when I read. Not challenged. I don't like huge challenges um like that. But I just like to be challenged. I don't want to just read and then it's the easiest thing in the world. I like to be challenged. Some of my favorite writers are Toni Morrison, Kazuo Ishiguro, who is like one of my all time. I actually call myself an Ishiguran. Um, Toni Morrison, Kazuo Ishiguro, Albert Camus. Yeah, yeah. I like Wole Soyinka. Don't forget Wole Soyinka. Okay, so that is that for the BookTube newbie tag. I hope you guys enjoyed, or I hope I've helped you to know a bit about myself. Yeah, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like my videos and subscribe. Drop your comments. You can also, I'm going to drop an email right under this video. You can send me questions or send me anything. Thank you for watching. Bye.